training partners. Here come your training partners. So smart, so strong, so funny. Let's go with your training partners.
Team, welcome to Training Partners, where two fitness professionals bring you strong takes held loosely. I'm Weezy Shoemaker, joined as always by Justin McClintock. Today we're here. I did do it. I have introduced us. Today we're going to be talking about some stuff. Can you stop staring at me? I might cry.
Hi, Weezy. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are shooting the shit, talking about whatever we feel like talking about.
Fuck you for that. That's so rude.
This is our last episode before you leave, right? The last one we're putting in the can, as they say in the biz.
That's correct. So by the time you listen to this, you listeners of Trading Partners, I will have either returned from my great traverse or I will have perished in the attempt. So
one or the other.
One or the other. There are no other possibilities.
Yes. Well, listeners, Weezy met a llama. And she looked in that llama's eyes and was like, "This is where I belong, llama."
This is it. That's plausible.
So there's a third possibility.
I fell in love with the llama and I left my life as I knew it.
I mean, what?
To live in
That's
Peru.
the opening line of your fucking memoir. What a great first line. I fell in love with a llama and I left my life as I know it. You got me. I'm getting through chapter 1 at least. What the hell?
That is an alternate opening line to Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist.
Yes.
If you're looking for more ideas, right here, full of them.
More ideas for first lines. First lines are hard.
First lines are hard. I don't know that I don't want to be so self-centered as to imagine you've seen this, but I put out a question box earlier today saying, hey, we are recording Shoot the Shit today. What do you want us to talk about? And I got answers.
Fantastic. What do people want us to talk about?
Well, first and foremost, people want us to elaborate on the people who were not at Taylor Swift's wedding.
Okay.
That is actually true. That was submitted. Okay. Can you please talk about the people who were not invited to Taylor Swift's wedding? And in fact, yes, I have two specific examples to share.
There's like 7 billion people who weren't invited. We can't talk about all of them.
Well, yes, but we're talking about of the people we would have expected to see there.
I see.
Was not
some snubs.
There. Some snubs.
Sure.
And so the most notable of the snubs is Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So for anybody who is unfamiliar, they were very close friends, close enough that Taylor is their children's godmother.
Oh. Okay.
And in all three of the children's names are represented in Taylor Swift songs. A high honor. That was actually how, their third child's name was not released publicly prior to a Taylor Swift song coming out.
Interesting.
Right. I might be wrong on that. I didn't fact check that, to be honest.
Was that cool?
That might be bullshit.
I'm sure
it was. I'm sure that it was cool. I'm sure that it was cool. I don't know that. But there is a big hullabaloo on which I am not nearly well informed enough to speak eloquently on, but a big lawsuit between Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively.
Mm-hmm.
If you are interested in that, there is almost unlimited information about it. I don't have a strong enough opinion to say, other than that I know that the media often likes to elevate and then villainize women.
Yes.
So I'm always a little more inclined to, if it's a man versus woman situation, to have a little more favorability towards the funeral.
Especially when there's like a bit of a power dynamic difference, what there was.
Yes.
And he has more power, especially over like career and stuff like that, and press and publicity. I've also seen plenty of actors behave horrifically and do crazy ass stuff that people shouldn't be allowed to do.
Right.
I don't know, and I deeply don't care. It appears they both kind of blew their careers up. I'm sure they'll be back at some point.
Sure.
But both Blake and Justin are persona non grata to some degree.
Sure. So through this lawsuit, there had been rumblings that Blake tried to blackmail Taylor.
Okay.
And there was never any official statement made from either camp. We did see that their public appearances mostly stopped, but they were kind of few and far between anyway, because the one is a mother of 3 young children and also a working actress, and the other is arguably the most popular pop star of the moment. So, like, yeah, they probably don't have weekly girls' night.
Yeah.
Right. Busy. But Blake was not at the wedding. And if it was like a 10-person wedding, that would not be particularly notable, but like it was a who's who of like, I spoke to Taylor once on a talk show and I got invited to her wedding.
Really?
I mean, it was over 1,000 people.
Oh, I had no idea.
The other person who I don't know was necessarily not invited, but was not present is Jack Antonoff's wife. You would have expected one of Taylor's closest friends to bring his partner, to whom he married just shy of 3 years ago. He did not bring her, and they went on record about their separation today.
There it is.
There it is. So, if you have other who was not at Taylor's wedding that you would expect to be, you are very welcome to reach out to me about that. Don't do that on the Training Partners Instagram, because
I was going to say, please just direct that to Weezy.
Please just direct that to me. I don't even have the Instagram login. I don't want it. I have enough going on. But if you send something to Training Partners expecting that both of us see it, only if it is notable enough that Justin decides to screenshot it and send it to me, do I see it. So, should you wish to talk about this, I would love to talk about it with you.
Yeah. If you, to be clear, that's like DMs. If you comment on it or whatever, everyone can see it, and Weezy will often engage there. But we decided a long time ago that it was easiest for one person to just handle stuff, and I just did it because I was handling like 3 other Instagram accounts anyway.
Right. And this is a peek behind the curtain, but I, as the mother of 2 young children and the boss of a new brick and mortar, which is not remote client only, but has a lot of in-person hours and stuff, I have a lot more like time-bound stuff than you do. And so a big caveat for us of deciding we even wanted to do this was, can I just show up and yap and you do everything else?
Yeah. Which also, because I was already doing a podcast, I knew how to do it, and I own all the tech, and all of my stuff is time blocked, and I can move it around almost at will.
Right.
So,
and I cannot and don't want any more on my plate. So, if I had to learn like recording software or editing or handle another Instagram, it was going to be a no for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So then the second topic that was asked for us to cover is just like blanket Taylor Swift's wedding.
Oh God. Okay.
And I'm also not joking about that, but I will say, because I don't want to, it's already been 13 minutes. I've talked for 13 minutes almost about Taylor Swift. I could talk for another 13. It's her favorite number. Taylor, if you're listening to this, I'm your biggest fan. We don't know enough about her wedding to talk about it.
There's because they haven't released any like pictures. They haven't released anything. Yeah.
We know that it happened. We do know that at this point. We know that they were both in custom couture Dior.
Sure.
we know that there were very, very beautiful, elaborate vows, and that Adam Sandler was the officiant
All the fucking, like,
of all
the
people.
few things I know about this wedding strike me as, like, not a fan outside. Again, we've gone over this. I do not hate Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift for me is like, it's like March Madness.
Sure.
It's this incredible thing that so many people care so much about, and it's really important, and it seems to be around almost all the time, all year long, and I'm indifferent. I would never turn it on to watch it. I don't hate that it exists. There's some parts of it I find maybe ethically challenging, but whatever. So is the world. The details I've heard about how this went down, literally recreating the wedding singer in your wedding, Adam Sandler's fucking up there. That's deeply weird. And it was at Madison Square fucking Garden, which is the weirdest possible choice. There is a reason people don't hold weddings at Madison Square Garden.
Okay.
And
what are they?
As someone who like is way on the outside, this feels like it had to come from him because she's been there. She's performed there. She knows it's not a nice place. It's not a fun building. It's dirty. The bathrooms aren't cool. It's a 45,000 person sports venue.
Sure.
Why would you build it's not in a nice part of town. Like none of it's nice. No one wants to go to MSG to be an MSG. It's awful.
I have some thoughts. I have some thoughts about this.
Okay.
Because they didn't want there to be any possibility of information leaking.
That's the only thing that came to my mind was like, well, like, it's a fucking
so
cage.
Protected.
Like it's in a cage. It's run by a MAGA monster who uses facial recognition technology on everyone who comes in. Yeah, Jim Dolan got it, but whatever. Like that happens whenever you go to a concert, Madison Square Garden, or a thing, or you go see a Knicks game or a Rangers game. Like Jim Dolan gets paid. He's a monster.
Yes,
but it's a cage, and you can't get in. But like you can do that with security too, to a degree. Like that was like it could have been a chateau in the Alps. It could have been a castle in Yokohama.
Yes,
it could have been like
you underestimate how obsessed, like radically unhealthily, unsafely obsessed with her some people are.
Yeah,
and the media, like I mean, this has been compared to like a royal wedding, right? And if she were to get married, if they were to get married in any outdoor venue anywhere, there would have been leaks. Like it would have happened. And there would have ended up being like helicopters. And, like, what's she going to do? Shoot them out of the sky? Like, what can you do at that point? So from that perspective, I understand why they chose that. And also there is a song, there's always a song, where there is a line in the song that says she chose the Rose Garden over Madison Square. And it's talking about like somebody leaving the public eye.
Okay.
And
this is the opposite of that.
This is the opposite of that. What's kind of poetic about that is that when Travis proposed, he transformed the backyard of his house into a rose garden.
Okay.
And so it's like, I can actually have both. I'm going to have both. I'm going to do both.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
the security makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a closed cage, but I don't know, like there's so many ways to do an indoor thing where people can't get to. Like it was just, I absolutely thought it was a joke the first time I heard it.
I did too.
Was like, people are ranking, like that's not very nice. Of course she would never do something that like
never do like that.
Fucking weird. Like,
right.
All right, we're building a set in MSG, and that's where we're having our wedding with, hundreds of local one guys running around because they're definitely there. They have to be there running it, and a hockey rink retracted off to the left.
Sure. It's certainly an interesting choice.
Yes, it is absolutely. Certainly no one expected it.
No. I don't think we need to say anything else about Taylor Swift on this.
I'm sure more will come out and we'll cover stuff as like things get released.
There's absolutely no question about that.
There's going to be a fucking documentary, and there was a film crew probably, and we're going to be able to buy tickets to go watch the vows or something.
They actually have made a statement that there will not be a wedding documentary. So we do know that.
That's an amazing statement to have to make.
Yes, there will not be a documentary of our wedding. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Good.
Shall we move on?
Or do we have more questions?
We have so many more questions.
Great. How many more of them are about Taylor Swift?
There are no more about Taylor Swift.
I'm devastated. Let's move
on. We got a question for more about your take that the gym is for bullies.
Oh, I think this is I'm working on an episode about this, but let's talk about it.
Yeah, give us like a little breadcrumb.
I think what's being referenced is you tell me. Like we talked, it was a couple weeks ago. I think we talked about what I often call big dog privilege, and that's if you're big and strong, and that includes like money, privilege, status, power, etc.
Yep.
I think you have a responsibility to stand in front of those who don't have those things.
Yes.
And do something about it. And we first talked about this recently because you had an incident in a gym where you basically put yourself in front of some douchebags and we're like, no, this is bad gym etiquette. This is how we're doing it.
No.
You need to move right now. They were inconveniencing you slightly, but they had inconvenienced other people in the gym who, for any number of reasons, didn't feel like getting into it with these dudes. Do you think that's what we're talking about, or am I misinterpreting?
Maybe. I don't know. There was not really a lot of context because there can't be in a question box.
Yeah. Could you just read the question verbatim to me again?
Hang on. Let me pull it up in the question box itself.
Because I expected like a not or something else in there. I'm not trying to be pedantic. I just want to actually answer the question being asked.
No, I was frankly like a little like, what do you mean by this? I don't know. She will listen to this though.
Okay. I appreciate that.
I want to hear more about Justin's take that the gym is for bullies is exactly what it says.
That's interesting. I don't think I ever said the gym is for bullies. I'm reaching back in my mind for that. I mean, the gym culture. There's lots of bullies who get attracted to the gym. There's lots of like right-wing losers who get attracted to the gym. There's a whole segment of that population that shows up and identifies with this sort of like quote unquote self-improvement alpha garbage and picking on people and being loud and taking up space and being a poor gym citizen as part of their personality. And the gym is kind of an easy place to do that. And it also, in their eyes, I think makes them more dangerous and harder to deal with and all of those things. It's a little bit like, honestly, it's a little bit like coaching or a little bit like sales or a little bit like all of these things where the exact same skills can be used for good as can be used for evil.
Yeah.
Like, in comic books, so often, like, the good guy is fucking jacked and strong and has powers and is amazing and can do all of these things, but so are the bad guys. The bad guys also have incredible powers and can do all of these things. And I suspect it's that, but I'm afraid I don't remember what I was inevitably ranting about well enough to go into it. But I'm excited to do the big dog privilege episode. I think that's going to be fun. I think you're going to have a lot to say about it too.
Did you know that the person that is my pickleball partner has started calling me Big Dog?
I did not.
I love it so much. There was one day recently, like totally out of context, he texted me like, "It's a good day to be a big dog." It made my day.
That's incredible. Yeah.
Or like occasionally, like I'll be playing maybe not my absolute best, and he'll look over and be like, like
oh, that's amazing.
I love it so much.
We need to get him like when you walk into the court, she'd be like, "Big dog coming through."
There have been a couple of times that I've walked in and like started warming up, and he'll be like, "You lift arms today?" Like,
oh, I love this person.
Yeah, it's good for my happiness and ego.
That's amazing. Person who asked the question, if I didn't answer it, if you give me a little more context, I will answer it for you or on here or both.
Shall we move on?
Yeah, let's.
I would like to go to the next one, which I think you're going to have a tremendous amount to offer to, which is, can you talk about hair and skincare for the gym?
So I feel like you're being sarcastic when you say that I'm going to have a lot to talk about.
That's true. I'm being facetious.
Mhm.
And so I asked this person for more context because this came in early this morning and
Okay.
had time to ask for that. And said, what do you mean by that? And they asked for some suggestions navigating like a lot of sweat.
Yep.
My hair is drier because I'm having to wash it more. What do I do about this? My skin is oily and breaking out. What
Yeah.
do I do? I don't know that I'm necessarily particularly equipped to answer that question for all people in all places because
Sure.
there are lots of different types of hair and like I can only speak from my own perspective. To give a little bit of context to that, I have well managed cystic acne that, quite frankly, really only flares if I decide I don't want to wash my face for several days and see what happens. Spoiler, a breakout.
Yeah. Shocker.
And I also have a lot of very thin hair, right?
Mhm.
Like the hair follicle itself that I possess is extremely thin, and I have a fuck ton of it. Like
Yeah.
just a load. It's also on the drier side. I only wash my hair like maybe once a week. In the winter, like maybe once every 10 days. That's
Mhm.
not to say I am not showering in between that time. Please,
Right.
like, clean your body. Don't do that. But I'm like putting my hair in a hair turby and showering and keeping my hair dry.
Mhm.
That has helped with the dryness of my hair tremendously because it used to be more straw-like, particularly when I was wearing it curly because I had to wash it often because curls don't hold nearly as
Yeah.
long.
Mhm.
And I was getting really frustrated as well with like, why I cannot figure this out. My hair feels like straw. I just wash it significantly less now and don't shy away from things like oil treatments and moisturizing treatments, which is going to be very, very individual based on your budget, hair type. Do you want to use heat styling? Do you want to wear curly, et cetera, et cetera? I will say that I started following a hair influencer called Abby Young, ABBEYYUNG, who has the Abby Young method that I am obsessed with because it utilizes almost exclusively drugstore products.
Amazing.
And so she's not like bought by big hair.
Right.
And she also digs into like some of the science of why like a mask might work for you or might not work for you.
Yep.
It does take quite a bit of time to like figure out, okay, well, what should I try for my routine and how will I know if it's working? But spoiler, that's kind of how it all is.
Yeah, for real. There's something that people, especially when they get into fitness for new, especially if it's during their workday. Like I saw this a
Sure.
lot with group fitness classes, especially like the lunch crew, because they're essentially building another shower into their day.
Right.
For most people, like they come, they get all sweaty, they get hot and worked up. They
Yeah.
need to be change and get not smelly and get clean before they go back to work.
Mhm.
And sometimes that means you're going from, depending on how you build your day, like
Mhm.
like washing your whole body, washing your face once a day to 3 or 4 times a day.
Yeah.
And that changes stuff in the
Right.
same way that like hand care often changes, especially people who haven't played a lot with like barbells and dumbbells
Yeah.
before or done a lot of hanging work, like the like pull-up bar stuff.
Mhm.
Suddenly they'll start developing calluses and you have to have a talk to them about like, this is how we care for them. There's a few different
Right.
ways to do it. I like a callus shaver. You definitely need a pumice stone. You
Mhm.
definitely need these things. Yes, you should be moisturizing. Yes, you should be taking care of these things. And
Right.
it's worth it depending on what your schedule is to like have a little toiletry kit that you bring with you unless the gym
Yeah.
has the perfect stuff.
Right.
Because I'm going to lose my man card for saying this, but like washing your face with Irish Spring 3 times a day isn't the best move.
It's not
At
it.
least for my like slightly sensitive skin,
Right.
it just gets dry and gross or breaks out or things like that. But
Right.
I also don't want to go back to work stinking.
Right. From a skincare perspective, I used to spend a lot of time, money, and energy trying to find like a high-end regimen that I liked a whole lot.
Mhm.
And about a year ago, I started using Trader Joe's stuff,
Mhm.
and my skin has almost never looked better aside from when I decide to stop taking care of it. Shocker, if you stop taking care of a thing, it probably will not look as nice. You can apply that almost anywhere.
I mostly use CVS, like super accessible, not expensive, off the shelf CVS or Trader Joe's stuff.
Mhm.
And it's like, it is worth saying out loud. And if you have a thing that definitely works for you, I'm not talking to you. But
Yeah.
a huge amount of the incredibly lucrative skincare industry is built on making people feel bad about themselves.
Uh-huh.
Most of it doesn't do stuff.
Mhm.
Some of it feels a nice way, and
Yeah.
that's the only thing it does.
Right.
Giant asterisks. If it feels good and you like
And you
doing it,
like
and
it?
that's enough, and you can
Oh.
afford it, that's a good reason to do it.
Mhm.
Like sitting in a jacuzzi has basically no benefit, but it feels good. So every once in a while, I sit in a jacuzzi because it feels good. That's a great reason to do it.
That's enough of a reason.
Yeah, it's not reinvigorating my cells. It's not changing my metabolism. No, like it is putting a topical collagen on your skin going to markedly change. No, it's not, come on, grow up. Think
Mm-mm.
about it for
Mm-mm.
3 seconds. No, it's not.
Right.
But if it feels good, and even that moment of solitude of doing something nice for yourself to do something nice for yourself while the bathroom door is closed and no one can get to you, you have this time. That's okay.
That's okay. That's okay. I do have one thing to lend related to skincare of 2 specific products that I think are really helpful, and I'm not going to drop the brands because I think that that's gross. Because what works for me might not work for you. But using a hypochlorous acid spray after sweating, if I know that I'm not going to be able to wash my face or take a shower right away,
Oh, sure. Yep.
very helpful at killing the surface bacteria. And then also because of that, because I have skin that is both acne prone and really sensitive, I don't have diagnosed rosacea, but my esthetician is like, I think you probably have rosacea. Okay, fine. Using a ceramide, either spray or serum, has been really, really helpful at getting like I feel dry and crackly and like my skin feels uncomfortable, particularly with as much as I have to wash it based off of how much I sweat and train and move and yada yada. Those 2 pieces okay, I can kill this bacteria before I'm able to actually like get a proper shower, and I can put some ceramides on to help heal the skincare barrier so that I don't end up red and crackly and my face hurts, have been nice. So those 2 products I do recommend. There are lots of different price offerings. You don't have to get the really bougie, like brand name one that Ulta sells. They also just sell like generic hypochlorous acid on the internet. So you can do that as well.
Yeah, exactly. As long as it has the ingredient in it and at, whatever concentration, it's probably fine.
If the bottle's ugly, it's actually okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love Dr. Bronner soap. That bottle's crazy.
That bottle's crazy. That bottle's giving cult.
Dr. Bronner's is a really cool company. If you actually want to look into it, it's amazing.
That could be a really interesting episode. Dr. Bronner's.
Dr. Bronner's. I don't know if it fits in like the thesis of this podcast, but it's a fun thing to talk about.
I mean, also ultimately, like, we're the captain and the first mate, so
that's legit. Yes.
You, dear listener, could decide at any point, I don't want to fucking listen to this, and
what do they do?
You probably have at least one finger and can turn it off.
This Trading Partners is Mr. Pibb versus Dr. Pepper deathmatch? Okay.
I actually have really, really strong opinions on Barks versus A&W.
Oh, I think you don't like Barks, right?
I don't like Barks. I think it
Yeah.
tastes like the inside of a tree.
Yeah.
I don't like it at all.
Barks has bite, so
I don't like it.
it's a like bitterness.
I don't like it.
I like a small, tiny company root beer, like, and there's lots of them around. Like you
Oh,
can look
sure.
around. At least in this neck of the woods, there's like
Right.
3 companies,
Of course.
that are making their own root beer in house. You're like, this is delicious. I didn't. Oh, is this what it's supposed to be like?
Right.
This is amazing. I want to
Right.
do this more often.
Right. Switching a little more into our lane, we have a question on how do I commemorate, celebrate, and equip clients to graduate?
Oh, what a good topic.
What a good topic. That I almost feel like saying we should not answer that here, and that should be an episode, because we could talk about that for an hour on its own.
I think so too, because there's also different, like, it depends. Like I don't have you're graduating, you're going to do A, B, and C
Right.
necessarily. A lot of it
Sure.
kind of depends on the person and the circumstances.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's a good one though. Yeah.
That's a great question. We love it, and we're going to put it in the backlog of things that we will record
Stuff we should get to.
when I return, or Justin will do it on his own after I perish.
I'm required to keep doing this podcast, right?
You're required to keep the
last wish.
This is a legal binding agreement that you have to continue and create AI, or just hire another really funny blonde girl.
Okay. So those are my 2 options, because I'm not creating an AI Weezy, because someone will hack in and do terrible things. So we can't do that.
Your job is to find a hilarious, attractive, well-spoken blonde who can be on the podcast. Even better if it's like a blonde wig.
Can I give you a side pitch? A slight attempt at a punch up? Sock puppet. I'm thinking sock puppet.
Yeah, you can do that. That's fine.
Hi, team. Welcome to Training Partners.
Oh, I love that.
My name's Sleazy Woolmarker.
That reminds me of so Jack has a little bit of a lisp because he's fucking 3. Like, chill out.
Yeah,
and he says his name is Jack Murphy Shoemaker. And if I say back, "Are you Jack Murphy Shoemaker?" He's like, "No, Jack Murphy Shoemaker." I'm like,
so he can hear it. Yeah.
You're Jack Murphy Shoemaker. Yeah. That reminds me of that.
An enthralling conversation also, by the way.
I hate telling people to buy things, but when I do, the first 3 are...
Oh, that's a good one. Because I make it a point I do try really hard to not tell people to buy stuff.
Yep.
The things that have come up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's often, if I'm telling people to buy stuff, it's usually gear as opposed to apparel or something like that.
Correct.
Bands is really high. And I will often, if we can, get both loop bands / booty bands / monster bands and jump bands, the longer kind of 4 to 6 foot, both. Like your pull-up assist band kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's really high. An adjustable dumbbell or dumbbells is really high up there for some people. Sure. Those are 2. What's the third one? Those are the 2 that spring to mind immediately. Yep. For sure. What do you have?
So I'm thinking about this more from an in-person context, because I think you have homework slated. And I often have the conversation with people about footwear, because many of the people that I train have not done strength training before, and they come in like big squishy Hokas, and like I will say, "Hey, can I touch your shoes?" and pick it up and be like, "So when I tell you to put your heels back, this is what happens to your toes. That's why you feel like unsteady."
Yeah.
This is a great shoe for walking and running. This is not a great shoe for what we're doing in here. And so you don't need to buy shoes. You can train in your socks in here.
Exactly.
And if you want to at some point train in a public space, they're probably a little less okay with you being in your socks or barefoot. We're probably going to need a flatter shoe. And here are some examples at different price points.
That's a good one. That comes up still fairly regularly. Either people will ask me about it, or I'll get a video of someone squatting in like the squishiest shoes in the world and have to say, so the reason that doesn't feel great could be contributing to why X, Y, and Z doesn't feel great also.
Right.
Let's try an experiment, prove that it works in bare feet, sock feet. Say, okay, that's what I thought.
Right.
You know, when it's useful, when you can afford it, when it feels like a thing, I would put that on the list.
The next thing is for somebody who is no longer in beginner phase, but is like transitioning into intermediate, straps.
Yes, that absolutely comes up for sure.
I had somebody quite literally just this week who invested in her own pair of straps. We've been training together in person for about 6 months at this point, brand new to strength training. And we've been deadlifting, and she'd been lamenting, like, I know that I have more here, but I cannot hold on to this.
Yeah.
And we tried the like hook straps that I have, and she really didn't like those. So said it might be a good idea for you to get a pair of straps. And she used them on Tuesday, just yesterday. My God. And her top set of deadlifts was almost 40 pounds heavier than anything she'd ever lifted before. Like, just like that.
Instantly removing that roadblock.
Correct. And like for me too, I remember this came up when we were working together. I was able to, from a leg perspective, step up with like 40-pound dumbbells onto a 20-inch box, but I was losing my grip at, 3 or 4 reps in. Like, hey, we probably need to consider some straps here because this is legitimately in your way.
Yeah, that's the perfect use case for straps. And that's where I try and put them. Like, as much as possible, if we can be building grip strength while we're doing other stuff, that's a bonus. So we don't use straps warming up. We don't use like any of that. But as we're hitting that line where everything else is strong and the grip is the one thing that can't keep up, if that's the only roadblock, that's where we insert straps and keep working. Yeah.
Right. Totally. The other thing that I really strongly recommend, which we sort of talked about already in the last question, is some sort of hand care. And so for me, my preferred method is a corn shaver.
Yep.
Some people prefer a pumice stone or like a sandpaper bar type thing. There's no necessarily like wrong way to do it. However, if we don't do any kind of hand care and we are regularly lifting weights, at some point, likely, you're going to have a callus peel off, and it's probably going to take more skin than you would have planned on it taking, and that's probably going to feel really uncomfortable and can set your training back a little bit or make it less fun, less comfortable. So once we get into the habit of moving with weight, like, let's go spend $2.99 on a corn shaver.
Yeah, corn shaver / callus shaver, same thing in different packages.
Sure.
My general rule for people once they get going is pumice stone every time you're in the shower, and then keep on the callus shaver, because for depending on and a lot of it like is volume and exposure and things like that. But like I will probably use a callus shaver every 2 to 3 weeks, but I pumice stone every day, and that keeps it reasonable. If you let it go too long, you're going to have to callus shave and pumice stone and put like a Band-Aid on it or something, or worse, rip. And that's like ripping is so stupid.
Awful. It's so awful.
So dumb.
So dumb. So dumb. Anything, I mean, that's 3 things for me, 2 things from you. Anything else that we need? Oh, I hate telling people to buy things, but when I do, the first is clothing that fucking fits you.
That's not the first thing I say because it tends to be a bigger discussion, but I'm a big fan of this.
Sure, not the first thing.
Yeah.
But like, if our body starts to change, or if we are restarting and our body has changed, and you are trying to fit yourself into clothing that you hate that makes you feel bad about yourself, whether it's too big or too small, or out of style or threadbare, whatever makes it a thing that you don't feel good about, you are likely to project that onto the training itself.
Exactly right. It will literally make the training not
Worse.
as effective. It's the clothing's fucking job to fit you, not the other way around.
That's good. That's a really good question. Thank you, question asker. I know she'll listen to this. We have 2 more, and one of them is for me.
Dear Weezy, how did you get so cool?
How do you get so funny and likable and on such a popular podcast? Can you share with us? Yes, I can actually.
I kind of got bullied into it.
A little bit. Somebody asked for more context around my Peru training plan.
I mean, okay.
We have talked about this some. I don't think those episodes are quite out yet.
Maybe not yet. And it's sort of bits and pieces.
Right. So the tough answer to this is that what I had planned to do and what I've actually done are 2 very different things.
So often the case, right? Like we start with an awesome plan A.
Yeah. Went into it with like, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do that. And it involved a lot of cardio. Whether it's obviously like I don't live at elevation and there's really no good place to do hills here.
Yeah.
Like even the hilly metro park is like, oh wow, that's like a 0.1 vert.
Yeah.
Cool.
Exactly.
And so I had over the winter a weekly 30+ minute stair climber. While also regularly doing at least 90 minutes of pickleball 2, sometimes up to 4 times a week. And 2 strength training sessions where I was prioritizing endurance. Where I'm not like load up and let's do a 5x5 at heavy weight, but rather like, here's my leg extension and I'm going to go until I'm ready to die.
Yeah, like how long can I go for this? Just training your muscles to endure, sustain over these long periods.
And then sometimes too, like, okay, well, I get to the end of my session and then I'm going to do like a 10-minute box step up Tabata. Stuff like that. Yuck. And then, as we've talked about at length, I got sick back to back. That was my entire April and a lot of my May.
In May, yeah.
And when I got back to moving regularly again, I was having some post-exertion malaise, which was presenting as either a debilitating migraine about 8 hours after I got my heart rate above like 135 or so. So not terribly elevated and also not immediate. Or I was having a dry cough the evening after getting my heart rate up. And so consulted with our mutual friend Stormy, who I trust a whole lot, and who generously said, like, yes, you can ask me questions, although you're not a paying client of mine, and said, what is happening here? Like, do I need to be tested for MCAS? Like, what is happening? Because I was running into a brick wall and was like, I can't even get my heart rate above 135 for like 10 minutes and not experience symptoms. How the fuck am I going to hike Peru?
How am I going to do back to back days? Yeah.
How am I going to do this? And Stormy, as is so common in the coaching profession, like turned the mirror around and was like, Weezy, how long after you were sick back to back for like 6 straight weeks did you recover before you went back to training? I'm like, oh, well, I felt better and then I trained.
What, you mean like a normie? Who do you think I am?
What do you mean? The rules don't apply to me. I work in fitness.
Exactly.
And so the advice there was I know that you're going to not like to hear this, but you need to take like 10 to 14 days off. And then you need to taper in. Like,
Yep.
Don't do a 30-minute Tabata ride. Do a 10-minute low impact and test the water in zone 3.
Yeah.
And I'm devastated to report that it fucking worked. Not immune to the rules of training and recovery. Weird. So the best laid plans just did not happen. And I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't the tiniest bit nervous about that. But I also know that I am insane and unshakable, and I have never once failed at taking a step. And so, like, yeah, it's likely to fucking kick my ass. And I am confident that enough of the training, both physical and mental and emotional, that I have done over the 13 years that I've been practicing fitness is gonna support me in doing this hike, right? Like, I gave birth without any pain meds twice, and the second time was with some Pitocin, and the nurse said that I was only the second like birthing person in her entire tenure that she knew of that had ever done that. And so I don't say that to be like, I'm a tough bitch, but like, it's going to be fine. I'm going to get through it. It's going to be really hard. I'm nervous. And I also know if shit gets really scary and gets into like a problematic space where, hey, it is disadvantageous for me to continue this, I am in over my depth, I have paid for insurance. I will get flighted home. It's fine. Yep. Like, yeah, and would I be tremendously disappointed by that? Absolutely. I don't think that's going to be the case. And if it is, I have a backup plan.
And I think you make a good point in that and I bring this up a lot with, especially endurance type folks training, but sometimes even non-endurance programs. And it's that there's a huge gulf between this feels fine and this is pretty uncomfortable. Yeah. And then there's another gigantic gulf from this is pretty uncomfortable to I can't do this.
Right.
And checking in on that helps me all the time with endurance stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'm up for a run and it's hot and I'm dying and my legs hurt, I'm falling apart. And that moment, like it's not even conscious. My subconscious just like tells my legs to stop moving. Yeah. And I have to intercede and say, can I take one more step? Well, of course you can. Okay, well, why don't we do that? Can I take 10 more steps? Well, of course you can do. Okay, so
let's do that.
Failing. Right. We're not out. We're not done. We're not injured. This is just pretty uncomfortable, and I might have to manage some of that in order to carry on. But I'm not at muscular failure here. Right. This just isn't a ton of fun right now. I've done stuff that isn't fun before. I can get through this. Right. And that mindset shift can be very useful.
Totally. And I also am going to be taking some altitude sickness prescription meds preventatively. Like, I'm not going to wait for altitude sickness to hit. I'm going to take it 2 days before the trip. And I'm also going to a med spa and getting an IV the night before my flight, which I know you have complicated feelings
about. An IV of what? I do. I don't, they're not complicated. I just think it's a bad
idea. So mine is exclusively like saline and BNC vitamins.
Okay. How would you feel about me asking a question about that?
I know your opinion, and I know you're going to ask me, what does that do for you? And I think that's what you're going to ask. And my answer is that it allows me to feel better about my level of hydration, whether or not it impacts it.
Oh yeah, no, it will not impact it. It is not better than drinking water at all.
Sure.
It's also not better than taking B and C vitamins orally, which is easily available over the counter.
Yes.
If it makes you, again, back to like I think we said in this episode, like if it makes you feel good, sure. There are like med spas have a really, really spotty history.
Right.
and are notorious for covering up bad reviews and deleting it and stuff like that. Like, they're notoriously poorly trained and poorly supervised.
Sure. So this particular place that I am going, I went while I was pregnant with Jack Jack and had a number of really positive experiences there. Because if I went to the ER every time that I could not get myself out of a vomit loop, we would have spent so much fucking money on ER visits. And I was not bad enough to qualify for like scheduled IV infusions. But I would get myself into a situation where like I am dry heaving for hours at a time, and I'm like starting to notice my uterus is contracting, and like the migraine has started, and I can't keep down a shot glass of water, and like I can't get off this ride.
Yeah.
And so for me, like, this is not something that I have done really since being pregnant like that. But it is I am nervous about this thing, and this allows me to feel better about it.
Yeah.
So it might not do jack shit, and it costs $100 and has, to me, to my perceived risk threshold, a relatively low risk. And the potential upside is much greater for me.
There it is.
And
Easy decision.
Like, that might not be true for you, and that's fine.
Yeah, exactly. And which is like, that's every decision, right? Like, we've talked about risk on here. Like, weigh your risk, make your decision, be informed, go forward.
Right. Totally. I'm also going to be microdosing BPC 157.
Great. Awesome.
That's a joke, listeners.
They are going to try and upsell you on it when you walk in the door.
Oh,
but you'll say no.
I will say no. Yeah. No, just this is fine. Yeah. And also I know that I'm going to be on 4 different airplanes on the way there and on the way back.
4.
Mm-hmm. A lot of potential for things to go wrong there, Justin. And it makes me feel better about the obvious and unavoidable dehydration I am going to experience on the plane.
Yeah, there's going to be some. There's no getting away from it.
So, that's how I've prepared for Peru. Not at all as I'd expected to. And I feel good enough about it. And when this comes out, we will know whether or not it was adequate.
Well, that's actually the follow-up question I was going to ask is like, what will Peru being a success, like, what does that mean? How will you know if like, oh, that was good versus, I mean, medical emergencies aside.
I would love it if on portions of the trip, I'm able to maintain conversation.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Like,
I think it's reasonable.
If I am, and I want to preface this with saying, like, in the least kind of good vibes only type way, like, everything is a win when what you want is experience, right? Like, I'm going to learn some shit from this, like, whether I kill it or whether I'm like flighted off, like it's unavoidable, right?
There's definitely going to be parts that are hard. That will probably be hard for pretty much everyone.
Correct.
That in and of itself can be, some type 2 fun, as we sometimes say.
Correct. I would expect almost certainly that I'm going to be in the second group, which is the slower group. And I kind of prefer that because I don't really want to be nose to the grindstone. Like, how fast can we do this 12 miles? I kind of want to be like, you see that really cool rock?
Look at the lizard. Check out that lizard.
What's your favorite bird?
No, starting with C. I thought I said that. Starting with C.
So I would qualify success as it not tremendously impacting the way that I'm able to perform at the CrossFit Games.
Oh, that's a good one too. Yeah.
If I feel like shit and have to like put on my big girl pants and drag myself out of bed to go run this big, important to them event, that I'm being heavily compensated for because I'm a subject matter expert on the thing that they want, I will feel like a real schmuck. And we'll use that to inform like future potential trips, training, etc.
I suspect, my guess is that you get to the CrossFit Games and are like, oh my God, the air is thick. I can chew this. This is amazing. There's so much more oxygen here. Like, how are you not all superheroes? This is easy.
Yes. And we'll be like, are you dying? Have you considered training in Peru?
Yes. Well, when I spent some time in Peru, did I mention I was in Peru?
I really don't want to be that person, but I fear I'm going to be that person.
I mean, there's going to be some of it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Would you like to see a photo that I took of myself and the llama that was carrying my duffel bag through Peru?
You just like keep referring to like, yeah, well, Jeremy was there and he was really helpful. And I don't know if I could have done it with them. And it turns out Jeremy's the llama. I didn't mention Jeremy was a llama. Oh yeah. He's really,
I do.
We have a bond. We have a real bond. I'm going to go back.
This reminds me of, there's this one video of a long-eared goat that keeps coming up on my algorithm. It finds me. I love it so much. I imagine that this goat has been reincarnated from person to goat and is trying to tell you, like, please help me. I am a human, not a goat. And it's so fucking funny. I'll send it to you the next time it comes on my algorithm.
I am excited to see this goat.
Maybe Ted will send it to you because I've sent it to him almost every time it pops up for me.
Ted, you're up.
But I imagine I'm going to have several of those encounters. Like,
yep.
I think you're trying to tell me something.
What is it? Use your words.
All right. For my question,
yeah,
I would like to know, what are some stupid hills that you are willing to die on?
Oh, this. There's a lot. What's some stuff we haven't talked about? I have been accused extremely fairly of having unreasonably strong opinions about stuff that doesn't necessarily affect me all the time. And it's often based in like kind of good for the world, good for people,
sure,
bad for monsters kind of way. Like we've gotten into it about like Airbnbs.
Yes.
I am strongly against Airbnbs in residential neighborhoods.
As a concept, as a whole piece.
It's bad for everything except the Airbnb landlord.
Sure.
It is bad for the neighborhood. It's bad for the community. It's bad for the city it's based in. It's bad for the housing market. It's bad for everything. It is a huge net negative.
Sure.
And the founder of Airbnb is a monster. Founders are both monsters. So you're also supporting monsters. I mean, the founders of so many companies are monsters, but
right.
What is something?
Which monsters do I support?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of something that you don't know. That I think golf is unethical.
Say more.
I think the average golf course is something like 175 acres.
Sure.
It's a massive amount of land.
Yeah.
Way overly manicured. They're a huge suck of water. Golf courses use like where against data centers, golf courses use way more water than data centers, all to keep this stupid grass green and perfectly manicured. People are getting master's degrees in colleges in golf course landscaping.
Yeah. Sports and leisure studies, baby.
Expertly make these grasses and all of this stuff. We have a massive housing shortage and have hundreds of millions of acres set aside for this sport that is hugely classist, hugely racist, incredibly exclusive. Like, I'm not like play all the games you want. I don't care about your games or your sports. Call it whatever you want. Your game takes 175 acres and a $50,000 fee, and you don't say it, but no Jews allowed. Fuck right off. I think George Carlin said we could have 2 Delawares and a Rhode Island if we just took over all the golf courses in America and built homes.
Right. Sure.
So
I think that's a good hill to
yeah.
die on.
But it's, I mean, it's,
well, and in terms of like things to put a bee in your bonnet, it's a peculiar one.
it's a weird one, right? And like, if I'm trying to think of a scenario. If we were at a coaching thing and you were like, I don't know, we're like, hey, these people who I really love and I think you'd like, we're all going golfing. None of us know how to golf. Would you come golf with us? Because I think you'd like to hang out with these people and meet them. I would come golfing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like, I think it's dumb and I think it's whatever, but sure. And I think a lot of people play golf that way, but
yeah,
I like the waste of land and water and energy, and then the added layer of like the social exclusion. It's deeply racist. It's deeply classist. It's like, no, I think the world would be better if it didn't exist.
Yeah,
and,
I've actually,
and like, at what loss? Like, who cares?
I've never thought about it that way, but that makes a tremendous amount of sense.
I am going to get attacked over this stance. By the way.
Yeah.
My dad, by the way, avid golfer, and I love the man to death.
Sure. Ted is also, I wouldn't say necessarily an avid golfer. He would like to golf more than he does because he is an extremely present parent and doesn't get the time to do stuff like that very often. For me, I don't love all of the like weird and murky, like cancer cases are much higher around golf courses.
Yep.
Statistics. Like, for me, that's where it's like, well, why would we do this? And then, of course, like they build neighborhoods of million and multi-million-dollar homes surrounding these golf courses, and the wealthy elite.
I have never seen people more poorly behaved in my life than at a rich person's golf tournament. Like, blind drunk at 10 a.m., crazy, belligerent, out of control, violent nonsense, all with this patina of like super rich privilege. So you're not allowed to grab them and throw them to the ground. You're supposed to say, ma'am, you can't steal my golf cart. I need that to do some work with.
Right.
No, I'm not going to drive you anywhere. That's very, no, I'm glad your husband would understand, but I'm not interested. No, ma'am, I'm sorry. And it's like 10:15 in the morning.
Right.
Like the worst behavior I've ever seen.
I would actually counter that with saying I have seen some pretty tremendously bad behavior at a NASCAR race.
Yep. That's fair.
Yeah. And recently, you might have heard about this. Someone in the front row of a Noah Kahan concert like pooped into their shorts because they didn't want to give up their spot, and then was like boot stomping little poop nuggets.
Oh,
and
boy.
He made a comment about it in a future show and was like, gang, please don't poop on the ground. Please go to the
nice
bathroom.
For anyone around or anyone involved. Or like, I'm not telling you to wear a diaper to my concerts.
But like, if you're gonna poop on the ground, could you please instead consider an alternative?
That's revolting. Can you imagine?
Can you imagine? Do you have any other stupid hills that you're willing to die on that you'd like to share with us?
I feel like that's a pretty good one. I'm trying to think.
That's a pretty good one.
Another goofball one. We talked about Airbnbs. We talked about golf courses. Let's leave it there. I'm sure like I'll explode about something. We can bring it up.
You don't say. That's out of character for you.
Weezy just starts releasing like screenshots of DMs.
I can tell when you
remember when he got mad about purebred dogs? He screamed at purebred dogs for 20 minutes. Yeah. There's no such thing as a purebred dog. It's a scam.
I can tell when you're really fired up about something because you don't wait for me to reply. You just keep going.
And another thing.
I feel like have you seen that meme of the like two people at a party and the one is like and the other is just shouting. I don't mind, but like that's how I imagine it sometimes. Justin's got going. He's
on one.
We just gotta sit here quietly until he's decided he's done talking about this.
Hang tight. This will blow over in the next 3 to 15 messages. We'll see what happens. Do you have a theoretically unreasonable hill that you're willing to die on?
I messaged you about mine earlier today. The blue jay is an asshole.
Oh, this is amazing. I did not see it coming.
I fucking hate blue jays.
Like the bird. We're talking about the
bird.
species.
I hate the bird, the blue jay. They are mean. They are territorial. They have the worst bird call. They're big bullies at our bird feeder. They are messy. They're loud. They bully my yellow finches and my purple finches. I hate it. I hate it. If the blue jay were to go extinct, my life would be better.
What makes a bird messy? That stood out.
Well, it's probably just actually, so they're kind of picky eaters, these stupid little greedy motherfuckers, and they will, like, rather than only pick out the bird seed that they actually want to eat, they will, like, throw the shit that they don't want on the ground.
Oh, that's dick behavior. I mean, you're right there.
Dick behavior, right? Like I'd get really pissed off if every time that Jack ate, the things on his plate he didn't want to eat, he threw on the ground.
I mean, I was going to say that is like infant behavior, though.
Toddler behavior.
Yeah.
Right.
Why is that? Why did you throw that across the room?
Well, and they're able to get away with a bunch of shenanigans because they're like double, sometimes triple the size of the birds around them, and they're just like the big dumb gym bro who like, stupid fucking blue jays.
Is some of this? Do you think some of this is seated in your deep-seated hatred for the city of Toronto?
I don't think that's true. I love the city of Toronto. Toronto's lovely.
So we're changing our stance.
No. Toronto is not a bird. Don't do that shit.
I just want to get you in a beef with the entire city of Toronto.
Toronto, if you're listening, I am.
Toronto, if you're listening.
Toronto.
Also, an amazing first line of a book. Toronto, if you're listening, I have something to tell you. Like, what?
I merely hate the blue jay, the bird.
Yeah.
Your portrayal of the blue jay is not insulting to me.
Yeah, acceptable. They can keep their team name. Wait, did Cleveland change their team name, or are they still the Indians?
I am the wrong person to ask about this.
Oh, I thought at one point they were talking about changing it. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not supportive enough.
I think they're always talking about something.
They're always talking about something. Yeah. They were up there. I mean, a bunch of teams change names gradually. Like,
sure.
Okay. Yeah. Like when Washington had a basketball team named the Bullets at one point. This may be before your time. But in the 80s, it was the Washington Bullets.
Sure.
And they changed their name. And people were like, there's a football team down the road that we find actually slightly more problematic. We're going to... I kind of understand changing the Bullets, but we're... Okay, this is what we're doing. All right.
This reminds me of, and I don't know what the brand is called, but there is somebody who started as an independent creator who now like has a whole conglomerate. It's wonderful. I don't know anything about this person, so if they're trash, please don't come for me. That created a bunch of like spoof sports team names and logos.
Oh, that's great.
And one of them is for the Cincinnati Bengals. Mm-hmm. It is the Cincinnati Bengus. And it's like this like terrible font. Like it's obviously hand drawn, and like imagine what a 6-year-old would draw if you said, "Can you please draw a tiger?"
Right.
And Ted bought a Cincinnati Bengo sweatshirt.
That's amazing.
And the running joke in our house around football season, who they gon' bingo bango next? We'll be like, we're the hill people. Who they gon' bingo bango?
Like walking in on that would be scary.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing you hear. Like, oh.
Oh,
There's a secret language and there's a lot going on.
I imagine that that's true of many of Ted and my conversations.
I've had this conversation with other people before that I think all long-term relationships have like a running secret. Like there's just like, it becomes code. Like
Right.
it's this endless series of inside jokes and words that mean a thing that they don't really mean.
Right.
And references that are actually like sub references,
Sure.
but have just become part of life. And you can say it and the other person knows what it means, but it would almost be impossible to unpack and explain to somebody else.
I wonder if you have any of those with your lovely wife that come to mind that you would share with us.
Dozens. I can look at her. If you want to make Rebecca cry laughing, you can just ask her to imagine what I sound like throwing up, because I'm not quiet about it. I kind of scream as I throw up. I don't mean to, but it's gotten to the point where like someone will reference on like a show we're watching, like, oh my God, he's puking. And I will pause the TV and just look at her. She'll look at me and go, what? I'm like, she'll go, well, oh, you. And she is tears rolling down her face, imagining me being terribly sick. And that's the thing where it's like a reference of a reference of a reference, where like someone mentions a thing on TV and I'm like, well, cat's out of the bag. We got to pause this because I won't be able to hear anything.
Oh
and
my
the
God.
laugh is coming in 3, 2, 1. Right on target.
That's great. That's great. I love that a lot.
Pretty solid. Fortunately, she will never listen to this, so we don't have to worry about that.
Sure. Yes. She's far too important for this. For our silly little project.
I'm pretty sure she's never listened to a podcast, and she wouldn't lower herself to listen to something I'm involved with.
No, it would need to be from somebody with much more tenure and something.
She'll listen to all
knowledge.
of Radiolab first, and then maybe dip in.
Right. Sure. For me, I know I will give a very stupid example. If Ted asks, how do you want your eggs prepared? Do you want scrambled or Weggies? I know what he means.
What does he mean?
So, Weggies is Wee's Eggies, which is
fair.
over easy.
I understand how we got there.
Right. It would be far easier because initially I don't know if I didn't know what over easy is or he didn't. Okay. But like I used to ask for them a certain way and they were not delivered that way.
Okay.
And so then came to like, well, no, this is how I want my Wee's Eggies created. If I'm having Wee's Eggies, and just, you want scrambled or Weggies? I know what that means.
Everyone knows what you're talking about,
right?
And you'd have to take several minutes explaining it to anyone else.
But there was a moment we went out to breakfast on the 4th of July with the boys. And I got a biscuit and gravy with a side of 2 eggs. And she asked me how I wanted them prepared. And I actually had to take a second to remember, like...
What do the humans call it?
What is the actual word for Weggies?
Yeah, we've got a bunch of stuff like that. We have like drinks that we make for each other that have a name that doesn't mean anything to anyone else. Right. And all that stuff. Yeah.
Sure. Yes. That's all I got on my list. That's
pretty solid.
It's pretty solid.
Thanks for all the questions, gang. It was nice.
Yeah, that was nice. Rather than the only one that I came up with was what are some stupid hills you're willing to die on? Everything else was listener submitted. So thank you for that.
Yes.
If you liked this, tell us. And when we're doing a shoot the shit like this, we'll do a question box.
Totally.
This made our life a little easier because we didn't have to know, like, now what?
Well, yeah, and it was a little more guided. Like you and I can just riff forever because that's how we talk to each other and whatever.
Sure.
But if people would like especially these like kind of like mini topics covered. This is a great format to dig into it a little bit. So I'm down.
Team, this has been Training Partners. I'm Weezy Shoemaker. That's Justin McClintock. I will see you on the other side of Peru.
Later, gang.
It's time for the training partners. Here come your training partners. So smart, so strong, so funny. Let's go with your training partners. We're ready to laugh and learn with our new best friend surprise. It's time for the training partners. Here come your training partners. So smart, so strong, so funny. Let's go with your training partners. We're ready to shine.